listeners of Iron Talk, this is Dr. Bill Hauck. I'm here with Anthony Hobaica, world-class powerlifter, 3 weeks out from the IPL Worlds in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Vegas! Vegas, baby, Vegas!
So, how are you feeling at this point in time, 3 weeks out?
It's about as good as you can feel at this point. You know, your body's beat up. You're taking a hit on your nervous system almost weekly now. To be honest, this prep has been really eye-opening for me.
Fantastic. In what ways?
Pretty much, you can name it. It's gone a little differently for me.
Good.
The structure of my program has been a lot different than other things I've done in the past. The structure of where my diet is, the supplementation, really everything that goes into a prep. Being married to Eva, I mean, everything's been just a little, you know, there's been differences along the way. I'm not stuck doing some things on my own, you know, different teams, different dynamics, but really this prep has been really educational.
Fantastic. And how would you contrast it to, say, previous preps?
Essentially, I've taken a completely different approach, especially like in the gym. For example, in previous preps, you know, I've worked, you know, very strenuous rates, singles and doubles, kind of gotten away from the actual programming part, like accessory lifts, things that build, you know, parts of lifts up, you know, the accessories to a deadlift, for example. Basically what we decided to do this prep, Eva with Kabuki and the other, you know, parts of our team, we decided to break down each lift, figure out where the weaknesses were, and try to build them back up using, you know, not only the core lift, but, you know, accessory movements for each. So for me, this prep has been a steady climb versus, you know, taxing deload. It's been really just a climb to, you know, the goal where I want to end up coming day.
Fantastic. How has injuries played a role in any in this prep or other preps as far as that?
Absolutely. It's kind of how we got here. After the U.S. Open and everything that happened this spring, I had to really take a step back. I had a really nagging hamstring groin thing going on. It was really just from overload. I think I went 14 training weeks over 700 in the squat straight. My body was just beat up for being an under 200 pound athlete. And basically we need to get back to the basics. Recreate my squat stroke, recreate my bench stance, create an arch in my bench, retool my deadlift completely because the leverages have completely changed. And I guess how I've grown as an athlete from, you know, being a college football player to just a true strength athlete. So for me, it was really taking each lift, getting into some reps, and relearning some of the motors that go along with it.
Okay. So you broke it down, basically. So you pretty much went from a ground up perspective. So as far as that goes.
Yes.
So take me through like a bench. How did you bench before? How are you doing it a little differently now, or significantly differently?
Sure. Well, I mean, the bench is probably a great one to talk about.
Okay, let's go bench.
Before, I don't want to say it like this, but the bench was, I had an injury going on where it almost like inhibited me from benching 2 weeks back to back. Like I had this thing going on in my lat, around, it was just, my back wasn't allowing me to lock out. I lost some feeling in my hands.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
Things were just really bad with it. Once my body healed a little bit, I was able to get back and recreate the arch in my bench, my feet, all the way to how I locked my shoulders back and created my stance. Once we got to where my stance needed to be, you know, it was Eva and a good friend of ours, Joe Cheklovsky, out of Hell Barbell back home. He basically took me and just retooled the whole thing. Started with my feet, gave me some hip drive, created an arch, moved my shoulders in to where I had, it was like on one compact, stabilized motion to where basically it was like one force. Like it was one stroke, it was quick, it was fast, and it was a powerful.
Just coming up out of the ground.
Coming up, yeah. And so basically how do we do it? We got to the stance, and then we beat it with reps. It was
just to get it in your nervous system,
Yes.
locked in. Because I can imagine breaking it down and starting a whole new it'd be like changing a golf swing, changing anything.
Literally.
It's got to be really hard to break the habit and start a whole new one. So.
Absolutely, and it was. I still sometimes even go back to it with really heavy weights in my hand, but it's really just for me. It's remembering even just the breathing technique. When I take my air, when I'm delivering the bar to my chest versus, before I was kind of like losing all this tightness in my back and I was trying to muscle everything. Now it's almost like we're looking to like shoot it from my hips straight, back to the top of the movement. So, but through reps, through lower weights, sub-maximal weights, and then just gradually climbing. Instead of, hey, let's get to a 1 rep max every single day and, failing at something that shouldn't even be in your hands yet. So just taking it, and that's kind of how we broke down each of the 3 movements. We went back to like the ground floor and root to the ball.
Fantastic. And as far as that goes, let's go into, I guess, picking openers and stuff. Eva said that she set things up a certain way and how she goes at it. How do you differ in that as far as how you go? Because her statement was, we're completely different.
Completely different.
Okay. So how different are you?
Okay. Every lifter is really different, but even I especially. Eva has this thing, okay, and she can rep and rep and rep and rep, and her volume is absolutely crazy. She can take, let's say her bench, she can take 225 for a set of 10, and when she gets to 235, 240, she can almost hit the same number. I have this crazy drop off. Once I get to that single or double mark, I can push singles in higher percentages, but I can't rep those numbers. So say I get to 405, maybe I can do 3. Yeah, I can do more 3. Say I can do 3. I can do 445 for 3, but then after that, I can take from 440 or 455 for 1, all the way to maybe 510, 515 for 1.
Oh, wow.
But my reps don't kind of translate completely to what I can do. So for me, it's more of training my nervous system, feeling weight in my hands, true weight, not bands and chains and some of these other training tactics that we use, but getting all that stuff off, stabilizing certain weight in my hands and kind of understanding the control in the motion. So
is part of it too, because you said you're getting bigger jumps, you can make a bigger percentage jump on singles. Would you qualify or would you put yourself in a category as sort of a head lifter, like you're in your head doing it, or are you riding in a wave of emotion, to get that single rep? And it's like one of those, turn on the Iron Maiden or something like that, and this bitch is going up.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, knowing my best and worst trait is probably the exact same.
Okay.
I'm a crazy emotional lifter.
Okay.
When things are really high and things are good, there isn't a weight I can't push or probably stand up with in the squat. The deadlift's a whole different bird, but with those 2 lifts especially, I feel very comfortable. If we're in a groove, the warm-ups go well, the jumps can we take something steady and safe as an opener, and we can make jumps really depending on what I feel like, what it looks like, just how it feels on my back, so on and so forth. But if the emotion's down, man, it's not my day. I mean, we should pack the box up and get out of there. It's just not good.
So when you're looking at openers, do you typically have a safe opener to go in with, just to kind of put your toe in the water?
Yes, only because I've actually messed this up on some of the biggest stages there are. The other thing too, and I'll just leave this out there, a weight cut plays a huge part in this.
Sure.
Because when I'm training in the gym, I'm training at the weight I live at. It's really easy, I've handled 700 many times in the squat, many times. And then you kind of realize what the weight swing did and all that, but we'll leave that aside. Just picking openers. I have something close to 50 contests in my 15 years in the sport. I've shot too high and bombed out of meets. I've shot too low and haven't gotten to a true 1 rep single. For me, when I pick an opener, I see where just because I have so many meets under my belt, I see kind of where the training block started, what a set of 10 looks like, what a set of 3 looks like, so on and so forth. The old trick, any old school lifter will say, anything you can get for really, a challenging triple, that's probably an opener in any of your lifts. However, for me, as long as, because like I said, my drop off to singles is so quick, a good double for me is something, no problem, that's a good opening spot on.
Okay. And is that across the band for all 3 lifts?
Yes, yeah, pretty much. The only one it really doesn't really apply to is the deadlift. I have to build that a little differently through volume, some more reps and lighter weights. But I think it's just because my stroke is developed as the other 2.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Right.
But again, if emotions are high, I'm 6 for 6 going into the pool. Guess what? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna rip anything off the floor. Or if I'm 2 for 6, the weight's probably high.
Fantastic. Now, going into a meet, what are some of the things you do, or what do you recommend for lifters getting ready? I'm remembering we were talking, off camera at one point about different wraps, having some different sets of wraps ready to go, in case there's crazy stuff that happens.
Again, just because of meet experience, I've had some of the craziest things happen. Getting your name called up early, something happened on the platform, in some situations somebody gets hurt before you, your knee wraps are on, what do you do when they have to take a timeout for an injury? Even I have developed a great system where we always stack 4 sets of contest wraps.
Oh, wow.
Getting onto the platform. So there's 1 for every lift, and then that 2 extra knee wraps, for example, that we can basically throw in at any point, whether it's we mistie one, something's got to come off, or we just need an entire new wrap. So just those little prepared things, ways that you can control even the most weird or unforeseen circumstances.
Okay. How about, how is you said different things have happened, how's nutrition changed for you as far as that goes?
I should actually leave this to you. No, for me, I used to think, you got to eat up lots of pasta things before a meet. I've learned throughout the years, it's really about doing things consistently. If you're eating a certain breakfast, don't change anything the day of a meet. Right. Eat your breakfast. Eat what stay true to what has gotten you to where you are in the process.
There's no magic. There's no magic the day of.
On meet day, it's literally do what you do all the time, and that's the easiest way to be successful.
Perfect. Very good. Well, thank you very much for the time you've given us. I think we've gotten some great insights on setting up, preparing for a meet, getting set up with picking your lifts. Also, some inside information on actually being prepared when all hell breaks loose sometimes when you're at a meet. So join us next week for some more great information. Thanks a lot to Gold's Gym as well for having us here and allowing us to do all the filming here. Thanks all. Tune in with us next week and have a great time, everyone. Live hard, live strong.
Come with me now. Come with me now.